Welcome to the Mike and JD Show YouTube channel. Thank you for being here. I want you to do me a big favor before you check out this clip. I want you to hit the like button. I want you to throw in a comment and make sure you're a subscriber to this channel. And then I want you to share this video with your friends. Help us defeat the algorithm. And then if you like this content and you appreciate this content, please head over to patreon.com/the Mike and JD Show and support the show. That is how we actually get funded to be able to do this. So we thank you very much for being here. And now enjoy the clip.
Competition starting to get thick, it's the click, so I hope you work your A game. Made no rains on the track when we unite and spit. This is an A game, better bring your A game. Competition starting to get thick, it's the click, so I hope you work your A game. Made no rains on the track when we.
You know, Dave had it in the Observer today that AEW has 142 wrestlers under contract. If they were to hire me to be an executive to run that promotion, the first thing I would do is get rid of about 45. I'd probably shit can about 45 of them, keep my top 100, then everybody else can just be brought in on certain dates, just like to supplement TV shows. But I'd cut like 45 of them. Sorry guys, nobody's producing at a high enough level to be under contract, to have that many people under contract. It's ridiculous.
It's not like when Dynamite was only a 2-hour show. They have 5 hours of TV. And I feel like you could be better utilizing that roster, but maybe you can't. I mean, like 142 people to have under contract is a lot. And some of them, like a Megan Bain, who's in Stardom right now, I think you keep her under contract. She's not producing for you right now, but she's on excursion getting better. Yeah. So you keep her. But Matt Hardy and Jeff Hardy are bitching about their push right now. And Jeff Hardy almost killed somebody. So
I'd say bye-bye to the Hardy brothers. And you know who else I'd say bye-bye to? Is Andrade. This guy. Yeah, transition. That was on my list. He is talking about becoming a free agent. At least it got leaked to the Observer that he thinks he's going to be a free agent soon. Some people think maybe over the summer. Some people think even sooner than that. He's just a guy that's never been happy there. He's just got to go, right?
Did you see the CMLL results from tonight? Andrade is doing a run with CMLL again. I'm not sure if he's La Sombra again there, but he's coming back to CMLL for a brief time. Dave said it could be something permanent. It could be a stop off if he goes back to WWE. Here's the problem with Andrade is I don't think he's going to get pushed in WWE either, because you got the younger, better version of him in Santos Escobar.
Yeah, and I think it would be he would be right where he was when he left WWE before, which is not doing much, right? So I don't know that he's going to be better off in WWE. He was just a guy that, if he would have just probably had a better attitude in AEW, they might have pushed him more. But, he had that issue with Sammy Guevara where he slapped him and and he did it on purpose to get fired.
Who among us has not wanted to slap Sammy Guevara at least 3 times?
And I think everybody at least 3 times want to slap him. But yeah, he's just got a very slappable face. But
totally slappable face. I'm sure his newborn has slapped him in the face at least 6 times by now.
Yeah, but I don't know. But Andrade,
Joe says Andrade's 5 years younger than Santos. I stand corrected, sir.
Joe's one of those. He's one of those dickheads that looks stuff up and like fact checks us. Which is
I stand corrected, but I guess
transferring heat makes a good point that Santos also can speak English, and he cuts really good promos in English. Santos does.
But he also says Triple H did push Andrade. He pushed him in NXT. Everyone gets pushed in NXT, but everyone gets pushed in NXT, right? The problem with everybody getting pushed in NXT is that everybody goes to the main roster, and you can't push everybody that gets a push in NXT. It doesn't work that way.
They get pushed and then they get brought up to the main roster. And so the next crop gets pushed in NXT to get to the main roster. But when you get to the main roster, you're not pushing anybody off the top. Those people are staying, right? Those people ain't moving. So you're not going to get the same push that you had when you were on a smaller TV show, when you're in the developmental brand. That's just not going to happen because they have to push you eventually there. But once you get to the main roster, they don't have to because they already have their group of people that they're pushing.
And here's the problem with Andrade. He's a malcontent. He's unhappy. Yeah. Maybe you have to push him to make Charlotte happy, but at the same time, I don't think he's got a lot of people there that love him because he got released the first time and nobody was like, oh man, we got to get Manny back. He just seems like a dramatic dude.
Yeah, and his buddy, old Buddy Murphy, was the guy. Like they were like friends or whatever, and they got released together, and then they both went to AEW. So he's not, other than Charlie, he's not going back to a place that's kind of like begging to have him back. I don't think.
No, but I
Despite
went with
despite
you.
the fact he did have a really good run in NXT, I loved his run there.
Oh, it was fun. It was, yeah, he had good match. Like everyone has good matches. Everyone who's good had good matches in the Triple H or in
Yeah,
NXT. But like, tell me that great story or that great feud that he had. Like he didn't. Like Triple H just put matches together. He didn't do anything like really. Like you know what I'm saying? Like he had good matches, but I mean, like it
yeah,
wasn't like he had like this epic story like Johnny Gargano had or something like that or Adam Cole. Like he was there for
yeah.
a little bit and he moved up.
Yeah, he did. He did have a really good match with Gargano, but it wasn't like an extended
Did
feud. But I think they got 5 stars at one of their matches, which is pretty
I?
difficult for
They're
WWE
both
match to get 5.
they're
So
both great wrestlers. The problem with
yeah,
Andrade is he's a miserable human being.
yeah, yeah. You know who actually put in a bid for Andrade before he went to AEW and actually matched the per date deal was TNA. So I think that could be interesting if they're trying to make some moves. Maybe they try to go for him because they went for Osprey and they lost out. They went for CM Punk and lost out. Maybe they try to go for Andrade because I think he would be a star there. He would be like a guy that's like immediately at the top if they were to pick him up.
But is it worth it? See the thing about TNA right now
That's
is
the
they have a
problem.
great
Yeah,
they have a great locker room. Everybody's happy
yeah,
there. I don't know, they're
yeah,
happy with 200 people at their shows, but like people are so genuinely happy there. They've done a good job cultivating a good locker room. You put Manny Andrade there, he's a miserable person. He's like a
yeah,
punk. He's like Punk.
yeah,
He makes everybody around him miserable, and he's going to expect the promotion to be booked around him. And you're going to get great matches. You're going to get great matches with Josh and Andrade. You get great matches with those guys. But Dave also said that Andrade's rate is stupid expensive. It's
yeah.
insanely expensive. He said that
Well,
AAA
that's like
paid more
AAA,
for him than Kenny Omega.
which is mind-boggling.
It is
But in
because
Mexico, Andrade would be a bigger draw than Omega in
La
Mexico.
Sombra was it? I mean, like La
Yeah,
Sombra was
I
a good draw. I mean, like I don't know, is he really that big a draw in Mexico,
I
or is it
think. Well,
something we
hell,
assume?
I don't. Okay, I can't. I'm not going to sit here and pretend like I know about Mexican wrestling and lucha libre, but
I
I would
feel like
just.
it's
I think it's a safe assumption that he would be more important to a Mexican company than Kenny Omega would be.
well, you would think so, but they put who had the who did AAA keep with that mega title?
They don't give a fuck about that title.
But they didn't
They
book
just put it
Andrade.
on. They just try
How
to.
many times?
They just try to.
How
They just try to put it on people.
it's been on by Kingo for like a year and a half. So
Yeah,
we can say that about, I mean, like for a long time, I would agree with you, but that title has been on the best worker in the company for the last 2 years, basically.
yeah.
So, but that's my point is like, if Andrade meant a lot to their business, wouldn't he be there more frequently? He's
Oh
done like
yeah,
2 shows.
yeah. Well, he apparently not worth the money that he was asking.
He
Clearly,
ain't Psycho Clown.
yeah.
That's,
No,
I know this bothers
nobody's
American
Psycho
fans,
Clown. Vikingo's
but
not even
Psycho,
Psycho Clown. That guy
that's
is
true.
over like
Viking's not a,
crazy. Yeah,
no, for sure. But I mean, that's the thing though, is we assume all these guys go back and they're going to be huge draws. But Andrade wasn't a AAA guy to begin with, and AAA is different than CMLL, right?
yeah.
They run different parts of the it's different. So I mean, like, I think we just assume because he was on WWE TV that he would mean something. He hadn't been shit in AEW.
No, no. Well, he came in at a time where they had already had so many, different WWE guys where he just kind of like where he came like right at the end of the pandemic where it was just like one after another, and he just really meant nothing. And I mean he's had some really good matches, don't get me wrong, but he never really caught fire in AEW. King of the
No,
North, checking in on JD. JD hasn't lost his mind yet. Not yet. It's gonna
yeah,
happen
it's coming.
eventually.
It's coming.
Yeah.
I did
It's
praise
definitely
a love story in a Godzilla movie for a good 20 minutes. So depending on your opinion of whether or not I've lost touch with reality, probably, reflected there somewhere. I don't think this CMLL thing will be interesting because CMLL is on fire this year. They've been drawing really good houses. Mystico still means something as a draw. Sobrano Jr. is really getting hot as a heel right now. Like they got
Tessa
something.
Blanchard is over there killing it. Lucha Doncic. Shout out Lucha Doncic. He's been on the Bring Tessa Back to America train.
Did you read Dave's review of her match saying nobody
Uh,
cared? They said it would have been a great. It said it would have gotten over in the U.S. big time, but nobody
yeah,
in Arena Mexico gave a shit.
yeah,
I thought that was hilarious. I thought that was
yeah.
absolutely
But
hilarious.
CMLL is kind of carving out their niche for bringing in the canceled wrestlers because Flip Gordon, as King of the North, just said he's a full time guy now.
Is Flip canceled or is he just dumb?
You know what? I thought he wasn't canceled for any like abusive behavior, but during the pandemic, people were pretty done with him because
Was
he
he
was
the
doing all kinds.
anti-vax guy or something like that? Or
Yeah,
was he?
yeah. Well,
Yeah.
it's like one thing to be like not want to get the vaccines, like okay, that's your body, whatever. But he was like actively attacking people for wanting to get it.
Oh,
It's
he's
just like,
that kind
come
of an
on, dude.
asshole. Okay,
Yeah,
sure.
yeah, and for like wearing masks and stuff, like he was like
Oh,
going on Twitter. Yeah, so he was like
yeah.
one of those guys. It's like,
People
come
were
on,
losing
don't be
their minds during
antagonistic.
COVID.
I know, man.
That
I
was a
know.
bad
A
time
lot
to
of, a
be a
lot of,
kid.
I know a lot of people. I lost a lot of respect for a lot of people during that
Me
time, and I
too.
didn't really care if they got the vaccine or not. But if they were like took a strong position and they wanted to demonize somebody else because their position was opposite, I was like, I'm not with you. I can't do it.
So I learned during COVID because of people like this. I learned the greatest thing on Facebook because, like, on Twitter, I found that I've met a lot of people that I've had good conversations with, and I typically have good experiences on Twitter. On Facebook, I've learned to hate lifelong friends.
Yeah,
So what I decided to do, because I was getting miserable on looking at Facebook, I unfollowed every single person on Facebook. I don't follow anybody. I just follow brands, groups, and I post pictures of my kid, and I don't interact with anybody.
yeah,
And
it's the way to do
I
it.
don't, and I my Facebook time was cut in like, it was cut by like 2/3, right? And I don't see anybody's stupid bullshit because on Twitter it's shorter and it's mostly
Mhm.
wrestling or comic book curated from my end, and I don't have to read what my dumbass cousins think about anything or my dipshit sister. My sister's a complete dipshit, by the way. So I mean, like,
Shout
she's
out JD's sister.
yeah, listen, she's a fucking moron. But I mean, like, it's just the best way to do it. Like, so if you Facebook friend request me, I'll accept, but I'm never going to see a single thing you write. I don't follow
That's
anybody. I don't follow
genius.
my wife, and she don't post anything, and she don't care. She knows my
Yeah.
plan.
Competition starting to get thick, it's the click, so I hope you watch your A game. Amen, no rain on the track when we unite and spit. This is an A game, better bring your A game. Competition starting to get thick, it's the